The live-action universe of One Piece is set to explode in 2026 and beyond. With Netflix's back-to-back announcements, we now know that Season 2 has been completed, and Season 3 has already been greenlit before even airing. This is the clearest proof that Netflix no longer sees One Piece as just a series, but as a massive long-term project. After the end of East Blue, stepping into the Grand Line will be the biggest move that shapes the fate of this series. The producers have one slogan: make everything bigger. And in this season, everything truly gets bigger: the world, the emotions, the danger, and the character development. Before we dive in, I want to be completely honest with you. You're not just viewers, you're my Straw Hat crew. Lately, YouTube's algorithm has been hitting the channel really hard. Our videos aren't reaching as many people as they used to, and the only way we can get through this is together. So if you take a moment to subscribe, like the video, and share your thoughts in the comments, you'd be helping this channel far more than you can imagine. Every bit of support keeps the ship sailing. All right, if you're ready, let's begin. The Straw Hat crew is now stepping into a journey with no turning back. From Loguetown to Reverse Mountain, from Laboon to Whisky Peak, from Little Garden to Drum Island, this route will push the story to new emotional and visual heights. The Grand Line isn't just a dangerous ocean. Every island is a test, every encounter a turning point of fate. According to the production team, the Grand Line is meant to look like a living world in live action. Because of that, everything from set design to VFX has been rebuilt bigger, more detailed, more cinematic. The most highly anticipated moment of the season is without question the live-action debut of Tony Chopper. The design, personally approved by Oda, was created after extensive work by VFX studios, reflecting both his cuteness and intelligence perfectly. Chopper isn't just another character, he's the emotional heart of Season 2. With the dark atmosphere of the Drum Island arc, Hiriluk's heartbreaking story, and Kureha's tough but loving mentorship, Chopper's past will be one of the most emotionally striking stories of the season. But the Grand Line doesn't only bring warm memories and emotional growth, it's also filled with dark plots and major enemies. Baroque Works' shadows are much more prominent this season. Crocodile's charisma, Miss All Sunday's mysterious presence, Miss Wednesday's surprising return, and Vivi's secret identity, all of these clearly show that Season 2 is paving the path toward Alabasta. Netflix wanted Baroque Works to feel like a powerful threat, and the casting and set designs were shaped entirely around that tone. Loguetown, the first major gateway to the Grand Line, is where the theme of destiny is felt most intensely. The platform where Gold Roger was executed stands at the center of Luffy's childhood memories and his future journey. The cast and production team worked hard to preserve the feeling of a city of beginnings and endings. The Opera House, old sword shops, and market areas have all been recreated with a mix of nostalgia and modern detail. The scene where Luffy looks at that platform and holds his breath will be one of the most cinematic moments of the season. After Loguetown, the crew faces their next major trial, Reverse Mountain. This massive mountain where the four oceans meet is one of the season's most technically and visually challenging scenes. Netflix used special water tanks, giant aquastage systems, and large-scale digital compositing to bring the Reverse Mountain sequence to life. Even the short teaser sent fans into a frenzy because Going Merry's rise against the current creates an epic transition moment identical in spirit to the anime and manga. This scene marks the first true step into the Grand Line. Waiting on the other side is one of the most emotional stops of the story, Laboon, a giant whale who has waited for his pirate friends for years, lonely, hopeful, and broken. Netflix used a hybrid approach for Laboon, a combination of practical effects and high-budget CGI. Laboon won't be seen as a mere creature, but as a character. With Crocus's calm wisdom and Luffy's respect and affection for Laboon, the emotional side of the Grand Line will shine strongly. These scenes will create a bond viewers won't forget. After Laboon, the crew arrives at Whisky Peak. At first glance, it appears to be a welcoming, lively city, but in reality, it's one of Baroque Works' deadly traps. The nightlife, the fake warmth, the party atmosphere, all of it is designed to catch the Straw Hats off guard. But this is where Zoro's instincts shine. His fight against the entire town, filmed with choreography that surpasses even the best action of Season 1, took months to perfect. The fight choreography team worked tirelessly to recreate that iconic one-man against hundreds energy. This will be one of the most talked about scenes of the season. Then the story shifts tone abruptly as we head to Little Garden, a prehistoric island filled with dinosaurs, volcanoes, and ancient giants, a massive challenge for live action. When the early designs for Brogy and Dory were released, fans were stunned. The giants' emotional expressions and massive physical presence looked incredibly realistic. Their tale of honor and friendship will lead to one of the largest-scale battles of the season. The producers called this arc film level, and both the sets and effects truly feel cinematic. And finally, the tone changes completely as we enter Drum Island with its deadly cold, snowstorms, and ominous atmosphere. When the crew lands here, they not only face a new danger, but also one of the most touching stories of the entire series. Wapple's tyrannical rule, the suffering of the people, and Dalton's lonely resistance create a deeply dramatic setting. But what makes this island truly unforgettable is Chopper's tragic past. Hiruluk's sacrifice and Kureha's harsh yet loving guidance will become some of the season's most emotional moments. Drum Island is the emotional center of Season 2. As Chopper's story deepens within Drum Island's bleak atmosphere, the emotional tone of the series rises with it. Chopper's rejection by society, Hiruluk taking him in like a son, and Kureha's fierce mentorship create a powerful, dramatic arc. Chopper's dream of becoming a doctor shines like a beacon of hope amid the chaos of the Grand Line. With Oda-sensei supervising this arc personally, the character's humor and pain are perfectly balanced. Chopper's first moment joining the crew is already being talked about as the season's most unforgettable scene. As Drum Island's story closes, the threat of Baroque Works becomes increasingly visible. When Vivi's true identity is revealed, the political side of the Grand Line finally takes center stage. Secret organizations manipulating entire nations, sinister plots throwing kingdoms into chaos, and Crocodile's ruthless ambition signal that the story is heading toward a much larger conflict. Vivi's first encounter with the crew is portrayed as the beginning of her transformation into a symbol of resistance. This transition foreshadows how epic the Alabasta War will be in Season 3. Crocodile's live-action design and presence had been a major topic of speculation. Netflix's visual approach captures both his charisma and his threat perfectly. The imposing outfit, the chilling sand powers, and his mysterious partnership with Miss All Sunday, Nico Robin build one of the darkest dynamics in the One Piece universe. Robin's cold, distant, yet intelligent and mysterious aura adds depth to every scene she's in. The Baroque Works segments form the dark backbone of the season, full of intrigue and action. Within all this darkness, another force steps into Luffy's path. Captain Smoker. His smoke powers, a blend of CGI and practical effects, look incredibly convincing in live action. Smoker's uncompromising sense of justice clashes with Luffy's philosophy of freedom, creating some electrifying scenes. Tashigi's idealism complements this dynamic perfectly. At this point, the show becomes much more than a pirate adventure. It transforms into a layered narrative exploring justice, freedom, and morality. Amid all these character arcs and island stories, the internal dynamic of the Straw Hat crew undergoes a powerful evolution. This group, who first came together in Season 1, now faces the true tests of becoming a family. Each island challenges a different dream. Nami's emotional burdens, Zoro's path of honor, Sanji's compassion, Usopp's courage, and Luffy's obsession with freedom are all felt more intensely. The producers explain the season's core idea as being together isn't enough. You must grow together. And that is the essence of the Grand Line. Within the Grand Line's intensity, Season 2 not only builds its own story, but quietly sets the foundation for Season 3. At One Piece Day, the huge announcement Season 3, greenlit before Season 2 even aired, showed Netflix's massive confidence in the project. And of course, the biggest news everyone is talking about, Xolo Maridueña playing Portgas D. Ace. His energy, age, physique, and acting style perfectly match Ace's fiery personality. Ace appearing for the first time in live action will drastically shape the emotional direction of the entire series. Following that announcement came the second bombshell, Cole Escala cast as Bon Clay. Bon Clay is one of One Piece's funniest yet most tragic characters. With Escola's theatrical background, expressive acting, and comedic timing, the role shines perfectly. The producer's description of the character as a theatrical assassin shows just how much emotional and comedic impact Bon Clay will bring to Season 3. With Ian Stokes joining as co-showrunner, Season 3's tone will shift towards something more cinematic, mature, and dramatic. Stokes' expertise in character-driven drama is a huge asset, especially in a season dominated by strong figures like Ace and Bon Clay. This creative change brings new life to the series and clarifies the long-term planning of the show. This is exactly why Netflix sees One Piece as a long-term strategic franchise. Visually, the difference between Season 2 and Season 3 will be apparent from the very first frames. New sets being built in Cape Town, larger battlefields, more complex choreography, and bigger ship models are all in development. Ace's scenes in particular will use hybrid fire effects that combine CGI with practical light sources. This will make his presence feel more organic and intense. Netflix's cinematic level promise shows how boldly they're thinking this season. When all these production details and character reveals come together, the One Piece live-action universe is no longer just a successful adaptation, it's becoming a massive cinematic world with its own identity. The emotional, character-focused tone of Season 2 combined with the epic, large-scale tone of Season 3 creates a yearly escalation in adventure. The dangers of the Grand Line, the shadows of Baroque Works, Ace's flames, and Bon Clay's dramatic energy all contribute to a golden era for One Piece live-action. Amid all this, the importance of the Straw Hats has never been clearer. Each conflict, each confrontation, and each step in their personal journeys reminds viewers why this crew is such a special family. Especially Nami's spotlight moments with the Grand Line's navigation challenges, political chaos, and emotional weight become one of the most critical pillars of the season. Oda-sensei's statement, "This is Nami's season," defines the emotional core perfectly. As Season 2 progresses, one of the most impactful elements will be how the trust within the Straw Hat crew is tested. Between the dangers of Little Garden, the tragedy of Drum Island, and the chaos caused by Baroque Works, the crew frequently finds themselves on the verge of being torn apart. Yet every time they reunite, Luffy's leadership and their unity shine even brighter. The theme embodied by a pirate only fights for freedom is reinforced again and again, strengthening the audience's emotional connection to the season. Netflix wants viewers to feel this exact sentiment. One Piece isn't just a story of fantastical creatures, giant islands, and epic battles, it's a story about fighting for dreams. Chopper's desire to become a doctor, Nami's belief in freedom, Zoro's loyalty to his word, Usopp's courage, and Sanji's compassion, all of it revolves around Luffy's dream. And the Grand Line becomes a massive stage where these dreams are tested. Every wound, every step, and every decision in Season 2 lays the foundations for the epic conflicts of Season 3. And all roads lead to one place, Alabasta. The ending of Season 2 flows directly into the beginning of Season 3. Vivi's true role, Crocodile's dark plans, Robin's growing presence, and Ace's entrance, together they reveal why Netflix sees this series as a long-term strategic universe. The organic connection between Seasons 2 and 3 is considered one of the biggest achievements of the adaptation. This structure transforms the live-action world of One Piece from just a show into a multi-year adventure. The live-action One Piece series is no longer merely an adaptation, it has become a massive universe, charting its own destiny. With the dangers of the Grand Line, the dreams of the characters, and Netflix's long-term plans aligning, a journey awaits us that will be talked about for years. If you want to follow the future of the Straw Hat crew with me, there will be many more analyses, theories, and first-look videos coming to this channel. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Because this adventure isn't meant to be taken alone. Together, we're stronger. See you in the next video.